If you've never wondered how playing physical games with your kids could lead to healthy relationships with money, stick around and I'll tell you some more. Welcome everybody. I'm Annie from Annie Unleashed. If you're a new member, welcome. And if you're returning, I appreciate the support and the conversation in the comments. Keep it going. So I'm going to tell you about an activity that I did with my preteen daughter over the weekend and how that led to some interesting revelations in terms of how we play games, having integrity, being a team, and how we succeed together, and how this all relates to money. So we went to an indoor gaming place called Activate. No, this video is not sponsored by them. If you've never been, or if you don't have something like this in your location, let me set up the scene. So we walk into this place. It's an indoor gaming facility. There's 10 different game rooms. You've got 90 seconds in each room to competitively win points. Now you play together as a team, although there is an option to play competitively against each other, but we played cooperatively as a team. There's 10 different kinds of rooms, 10 different kinds of games. In each room you can choose different ways to play that game, but it's essentially the same setup. So now, here's something you need to know. You need at least 2 people to play any game. Make sense? You need at least 2 people to tango, 2 people to play anything, right? Otherwise, you're playing solitaire. So here it is. It's my daughter and I. We've been playing a few games for a while, and you get 75 minutes to play. Any game, any room, as many times as you want, and you get up to the levels. And you earn points, and you get rewards, and so on. Now, we got to a point in our time where she wanted to play one particular room with some lasers, and I just didn't. So she said to me, please, mommy, please, can we just do one more game of this? I said, okay, fine. But after one game, we're out of this room and we go do something else. Agreed? She says, okay, no problem. So we go in the room, we play the round, and I'm ready to leave. But the room gave us an option to replay. And I said, nope, I'm out. Remember we agreed? One game and we go on. And she said, no, and press the button to replay the game and continue on. Ooh, I did not like that. So I said, nope, put my foot down. I said, no, I am not playing. I may be in the room because they locked the doors for those 90 seconds, but I'm not playing your game. So she did her best to try and play and have fun, and it wasn't working because it's impossible as one person to get all the points and get across the room to hit the wall and all that kind of jazz. So the game ended and she tried to replay again. I walked out of that room while the door was unlocked and I said, no, I'm not playing. Let me know when you're ready. So I walked out of the room and I'm waiting. She's still trying to figure out how she can play herself because she really, really wants to play in this laser room. But here's the thing. I had to walk away, even though I didn't want to let her down, but I had to walk away. I had to walk away to teach her a lesson. So as I walk away and I find another room, she eventually comes out of that room. Now she tries to go to another room, being super stubborn, right? Like, fine then. I'm gonna go choose another game that I choose, right? So I just wait around, because what I've realized already is, even if I go to another room, I can't play unless she's with me, because we need 2 people to play any game. So eventually she comes up to me and she says, Mommy, I said, yeah. She says, I can't play my game. I said, yeah, because you need at least 2 people to play the game. She says, yeah, but you can do whatever you want. I said, no, I can't. I said, I also need you to play the game. I said, now look, you told me at the laser game, 1 game and then we're out, right? Yeah. I said, but then you went on and replayed it and kept going and going, even though you promised me one thing. And then you went and did something else. So I left. The only way this game works is if we play together. Agreed? Okay. All right. So let's pick another room and let's play something together. Now here's where I find this relates to money and teamwork and relationships and pretty much everything in life. If you're gonna say you're gonna do something and then try to extend the time or just do a little more, even though that person has the expectation based on your communication, we're gonna finish this and then we're gonna move on, you are losing integrity with yourself and with the other person. Now, with the other person seems pretty obvious, right? But with yourself is actually a bigger deal. because your brain keeps track of the times when you set your limits and then pushed past them. You set your limits and then you broke those limits. You didn't keep the promise to yourself. So the next time you try to do something healthy with your money or try to develop a healthy habit around your money, your brain is going to say, remember when you said you were going to do that thing and then you didn't? Yeah. So chances are that you probably aren't going to do it again, and we're just going to set you up to fail because that's what we've learned. That's what we know. That to us is consistent success. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to sabotage your efforts because why would you do something that you don't know anything about, which is you do the thing and then you say the thing? Because what we know, what we've kept track of is you do the thing and then you say the thing and then you do another thing. So one was integrity with self and with others, right? And if I was a bank and you have exceeded your limit and you have missed your payments multiple times, what's the bank going to say? Oh, it's okay. We really like you, so we're just going to let you keep going. No. The bank and the credit cards and any loan agencies are going to say, yeah, sorry, you said you were going to do the thing, and that was our agreement. You didn't do the thing, therefore we cut you off. We're going to go play another game in another room with somebody else. So that's the first lesson. Second lesson is communication is key. You got to be true to your word when you're working with others. So if you're going to say you're going to do the thing, fine. But if you want to change it, don't just make the decision unilaterally without talking to others about it. Communication is key. So as I said to my daughter, now if you wanted to change what we agreed on and you wanted to play more, what you could have done is ask me a question. Hey, mommy, can we play another round? Instead of just trying to go ahead and do it anyway. Because that nobody likes. That feeling doesn't feel good. So make sure that you communicate with others, with the people around you, whether it's your partner, your child, your work colleague, the government, the credit card companies. Communicate, have a conversation. It makes a big difference. The third lesson here is if you are the person that's on the other end of this, like I was, it's really important to stick to your agreement, because what you are teaching the other person, in this case, my daughter, I have an agreement. Let's call this a boundary, an agreement, a rule, an understanding. And when you break it, what I do, how I take action, is going to say a lot about how this interaction in future is going to go. So the next time my daughter and I play this game and she says, can we just do one round and then we'll go? And I say, okay, sure. You bet your butt that she is going to know that if she doesn't do it, I'm walking out. It's really important when you're in relationship and when you're talking about credit, when you're talking about money, when you're talking about any kind of agreement, especially when it comes to money, but anything that requires agreements, communication, and a level of integrity that both or more parties have to stick to, it's really important to keep these lessons in mind. Now, when your kids are younger, so my daughter's in her preteen phase, old enough to play this game, but not old enough to understand all about credit responsibility. Like she's not old enough to have her own credit card. But what she can understand is that when you say something to somebody, if you don't hold up your side, that person can walk away. That credit card can walk away. They can close it down. The bank can walk away from the relationship with you. That person, your partner, can walk away from that relationship with you. Because now you are hurting not just the bank account, not just the savings account, you are hurting the relationship. Yeah, I said it. Because money decisions are emotional. And there is nothing better to test you out than being in a room for 90 seconds competitively trying to get as many points as possible, so the adrenaline is rushing and you're making snap decisions. And do you work together or do you work against each other? Now, when we're in stressful situations financially, it kind of replicates the same feeling. The adrenaline's pumping. We're trying to figure out, how do we get out of this? Is there an easier way to do this? Do I do this by myself or do I do this in partnership with somebody else? or with another institution. All of these are really, really key ways to teach your kids relationship with others, relationship with self, and relationship with money. Now, they don't know it yet, but the relationship with money part comes in when they are checking their rewards balance, because you get a little bracelet and then you scan it against the wall and it tells you your points. And based on your points, you get certain rewards that you can pick, or you can continue to earn points. So the money is visible. The rewards, their coins are visible. What they get as a result of winning points is visible. And then that teaches them to be more strategic the next time they go into a room and try to gain more points. The way you get most points is by working together as a team. So, hey, if you've got some kind of facility like this where you can go together, even as adults, because I saw a ton of adults there too, go and try this out. And it will, I'm guessing it will reflect a lot about how you work together as a couple, as a team, maybe a family member, when it comes to money. Go try it out. Let me know. Thanks, everyone. Feel free to subscribe, and that way you'll be notified of other videos that come up where I talk about money and real talk. Feel free to put a comment in the comment section of this video to let me know if this was helpful for you, or if there's other videos you'd like me to make, or are there other ways that are not money related that helped you figure out your relationship with money? I would love to hear about it. I do respond to every comment. See you in the next video. Take care.